good morning. Welcome to another time out here on your favorite show, Every Woman on AtikuLive. I'm excited as usual to have you guys join me on today's episode. My name is Tiana Waldbercy, and I have with me my favorite co-host.
Hi guys, good morning. Welcome to another exciting edition. Me and Tiana we're doing host goals. We're working the same chain.
Actually,
today.
I didn't even notice, IJ. It's. I think we should be doing this more, right?
No.
So how are you, IJ?
I'm good. How are you doing? Today is Friday.
Today is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Well, today we will be beginning our series, our Every Friday series, where we get to celebrate the ordinary woman, every woman, the everyday woman in Nigeria. And of course, across the globe, yeah? Because women, this is women supporting women.
Yeah.
Across all birds. We know for a fact that women are the major caretakers of in the country, and international studies demonstrates that when there is a shift or a change in the society, the economy, and even the political organization, women are the ones who play the key roles in making sure that the family adjusts to the change that we're experiencing, right? So women are the ones that to tell you that, okay, guys, last year we used to eat 4 meats. This year, the way it's going, we have to adjust to 2 meats.
Yeah, the finance ministers in the house.
Do you understand? And it goes ahead of just taking care of the home front, right? Because when you mold a proper child, or when a child experiences the love of a mother, the child goes out and does better. When the husband also experiences the love of his wife, he goes out and he does better. So in a nutshell, women are very important. You can take it out.
I mean, we're just going to celebrate everyday women that have contributed to the society, like have contributed to nation building in Nigeria. And it's not just the popular names or the big names that we hear. Of course, we have specific women that we're celebrating today, but we're looking generally at, we want to celebrate over the coming weeks and months, all the women, no matter what it is, that contribute to nation building in their own small niche. So we've had people like Funmilayo Ransom Kuti, Chimamanda Adichie.
Last week we talked about the late Dora Akunyili.
Yes, people like these that have put Nigeria on the world map, that put Nigeria out there and are contributing in one way or the other to the growth of Nigeria. Those are the women that we want to celebrate because we want to see more of these women.
We can also celebrate even the lady that sells on the street.
Yes, you're contributing in your own way. Just being a woman in Nigeria, surviving in Nigeria is enough. We celebrate you for that. You've done enough.
You need certification to survive in Nigeria. Yes, you actually need certification to survive in Nigeria, because you realize that, especially those women that sells, right? You realize that it gets difficult. It gets difficult, especially in this dispensation. I mean, this led administration, it's not something to write home about. Everybody can say, everybody can feel it. The high, the mighty, the middle class. I mean, I don't think we even, the last time we were talking about it, when we had the caller, we said that we don't even have middle classes in Nigeria again.
Yeah, it's just a very wide disparity. You're either rich or you're poor.
Or you're poor.
There's no middle ground anymore. Everybody's fighting for survival at this point. And it feels like the women are the receiving end of all of this, where at the end of the day, it still comes down to that ordinary woman in her farm that is just trying to earn a living or take care of her kids.
So as the show goes on, we're actually going to be pinpointing some women who have done a lot and are still doing more in their field across all birds. You know what we're talking, when I started the show earlier, I talked about a change in political organization, right? So today we're actually going to be focusing on the political aspect. We've said it before that women, when we're talking about income disparity, that women hold less than 6%, right? 6 to 12% in the national parliament. And we've said that we have over 73 men and just 6 women in the present assembly. We're excited that come 2023, I mean, the presidential candidate for the People's Democratic Party has said that he's going to give 35 to 40% inclusiveness.
40% to women. And that's what we want, because, I mean, we can't stress this enough. We've said it over and over again. For 50% of your population, you need to give more representation, because the right people need to represent us. And we understand that we don't have a lot of women in politics. So it is important for us to celebrate these few that have entered this male-dominated niche and are making a difference. And we're looking at the roles that they have played. I mean, it's not just enough to be in that space. The roles that they have played and their contribution really to good governance in Nigeria?
We can't totally stress this enough. So something came to my mind when we were talking about women dominating, women succeeding in a male dominated space, and that brings me to a particular sector. That's the engineering sector. I remember those days when I was in school, and then you go to the engineering department, you can see 2 million men, you just see just one woman.
I think that's why I think the world is waking up. I don't know if we really have, in this part or in Nigeria, but I think we're trying to get more women involved in STEM, science, technology, engineering, maths. We need more women coding. It's very rare to see a woman coding, so we need to get more women into these spaces. We need women to really step up and, know that Nigeria belongs to us as well, and that we need to support. I mean, we have politicians, male politicians that are really doing a lot. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is one of them. And we need our women. They need to understand how important they are to this society. If you look at the voting trends, going through INEC voting trends for 2015, 2019, you see that women had about 51% participation.
Yeah.
So we decide a lot. We are very, very important. We decide, we can help decide where this country goes. It's our job. We're not irrelevant. We can say this is who we want, and these are the kind of people, these are the kind of leaders that we need. And we have the platform to do that. With INEC, we have nobody stops you as a woman from voting. So
I think women even vote the more.
Yeah, women vote 51%. Yeah. So we need to step up. We need to step up as women. We need to understand. We need to celebrate, first of all, the women that are in there. We need to support the women that are in there. And we need to support the candidates that are fighting to make sure that women get the representation that they deserve. I
mean, when you were talking about Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, that brings me to something very important. It's not just about the woman stepping out there. It's about the support the woman gets from the man. Because I mean, if you don't get the necessary support you need from your husband, let's not forget we're actually in Africa and a traditionally dominated space.
Yeah,
right?
Our culture is our culture.
Our culture is our culture. Every woman desires and every woman needs the support of her husband to do more. Now, let's talk about the wife of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, that's Haji Atiku, and her NGO, Whatclef.
Yes.
And the work she did. Right?
And she's still doing. Life is still running.
I mean, if she didn't have the support of her husband, I don't think she would have had the idea. She would have had the vision, but it would have been a problem manifesting
it would have been just a vision. So it's nice that he sees the need to support. I mean, if he could do, some other people said their wives belong to the other room. We've not seen their wives coming out to do anything. Some people, we've seen him, and he wasn't even president. But you see the impact that she was able to make. I think it's the support that you give to your women to be relevant to the community. And if you see somebody that does not support his own wife, then how much more the woman out there. So yes, he supported his wife. Haji Atiku Abubakar's foundation, Whatclef, was I think one of the pioneer foundations that were combating trafficking, actively checking trafficking back in the day. And we like that what she did and the work that they did with that organization has given rise to a lot of other organizations that have now seen the importance and have keyed into this vision. And it's just because that woman had the support that she needed to do what she needed to do.
All right, guys, this is moment you can take. We're going to go on a very quick break. When we're right back, we will continue from where we stop. Stay with us.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Welcome aboard Flight 2023 Atiku Okowa 2023. I have my co-pilot here with me, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, keeping track on all navigation systems. Our destination is a united Nigeria. Right now, we're cruising at 2022 feet above sea level. Before we arrive at our destination, let me give you a brief update on what to expect at our destination. Number 1. The temperature is going to be hot on security issues. 2. The people are going to be better educated, and the educational system and healthcare will be accessible to every citizen. 3. The economy is going to be thriving and booming. And of course, there'll be true federalism. This and many more to be expected for a united and prosperous Nigeria. So sit back and relax. And before you know it, if we all join hands together, we shall arrive at the new united Nigeria we all dream of soon enough. My name is Atiku Abubakar. As one, we can get it done.
I believe in Atiku Abubakar's capacity and the presidency, because Atiku is one of the unifying factors that Nigeria needs now. If you look at the scenario of what is happening in Nigeria right now, you'll find out that Nigeria needs a unifier, somebody that can break the ties and able to stop these issues of insurgencies in every area of the country. I like Atiku Abubakar because he believes in human resource. He believes in raising men. You understand me? He believes in the youth. And also, he believes in one Nigeria. I believe in his fatherhood and his legacy that he had laid before with the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo. He worked perfectly, and at least in Nigeria as a whole, they are one of the best governments under the support of Atiku Abubakar. So I believe in his candidacy, and I believe in his presidential aspirant for 2023. And I believe that he will do better.
As one, we can get it done.
Atiku Abubakar is known to all of us as a Nigerian. We all know that he's a great unifier. And when you talk of unity of Nigeria today, has been bastardized by the present government. So we need somebody like Atiku Abubakar to come and unite Nigeria. Because the problem we are having today is in insecurity. Has to do with disunity. For us to solve insecurity problem, we need to unite as a people. Are you getting my point? And Atiku Abubakar is the only candidate out of all the candidates that will lead. He is somebody that married a Yoruba woman. I'm a Yoruba man. He married a Yoruba woman from Osun State. They have been in marriage for 40 years and the marriage is still standing. So what are we saying? Atiku is a nationalist. I strongly believe that, and the mandate come 2023, Atiku is going to unify this country and the country will be better for it.
As one, we can get it done.
Welcome back if you're just joining us. This is Every Woman on AtikuLive Economy. We talked about how important it is for the men to support the women so they can do well. I mean, we find ourselves in a traditional and cultural dominated space. So every woman needs the support of her family, not just the family, the husband, especially if she's married, to do more, or the male figures around her to do more, right? So today we'll be looking at specific women who are doing amazingly well, right? Who have been following, let's start with I mean, I love her a lot, and I talk about her all the time. And this is no other than Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala.
Yes, she does. She talks about her
as
all
the
the time.
DG of WTO, she's not just a Nigerian, but the first African.
Figure.
Do you understand, to occupy that position in the 72 years of history of the organization? In fact, she has given room for the United Nations to actually see that it is important for women to be included in spaces where they can make decisions, where important decisions can be made. Why would I just like her?
And she has a husband. She has a family.
She has a family.
Her husband is okay with her. He's supported her. Again, we are seeing men that are supporting their partners. He's supported her to this point that she can stand and be her own person. We saw that with Dora Akunyili's husband, Dr. Dora Akunyili's husband, of both of blessed memory. We've seen the support that was given. And it's nice to see that a woman she had the aspiration. This woman grew up like any of us. She grew up in the right environment, in the right space. I said this same 16 years of PDP that people keep attacking is still the same 16 years of PDP that gave rise to women like this. That the whole world can appreciate. Like, it's not even, you cannot comment and say it's Nigerian politics. This is an international scene. Like, it's people recognizing that this woman has got what it takes to do this. And it was a very, very big win for Nigeria.
Let's talk about the political scene, right? We can't take this out because, I mean, 2023 elections are fast approaching. We need to tackle this now, right? The voices of women need to be heard, right? And then we need to go for a candidate that has seen that women are important. You can't take the female power out of the political scene, right? Because the power that we have as women, it's one of the things that are going to help your administration grow. Every economy you see that is rising, they have women in key roles and key positions, right? So this is why we need to talk about this, especially women in politics. We need to talk about them because, of course, we're fast approaching, the elections are fast approaching, and we have to get it right this time.
Yes, we definitely have to. We saw Obasanjo's government, former President Olusegun Obasanjo's government, and how he was able to include a lot of women. He had a lot of women in governance, and we saw the milestones that were achieved, you know, whilst he was president. I mean, he had a whole team, a competent team working with him. And I mean, it's no surprise, it's a no-brainer. If you look at it, the only candidate, I mean, going into 2023 now, the only candidate that has had that experience, that understands firsthand what it means to run a nation is Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. I mean, the other candidates have experienced it at the state level. Yeah. They do not understand. Yes. And that is why when he says he's going to have more women in power or included in governance, he knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about. He saw it firsthand. He saw what the women were, the role they played and what they were able to achieve. And he saw the need for them to be included. And he said, I'm even going to step it up. I'm going to take it up a notch higher, and we're going to have more of these women, because if these women are giving us this, and this, I can get more women to participate, we can also grow, but it's also percent. I mean, we said it, that just having a bridging income disparity, that, one of our series, we talked about bridging income disparity between men and women, and how it could increase the growth of Nigeria by 1.25%.
Yes.
So that's a whole lot, and it is good to see that somebody recognizes this. He's the only candidate that has worked at that level, that has served at that level, and he's the only person that understands what it means to be inclusive at that national level. We cannot look at the current administration. I mean, it might not be a coincidence that they failed over the past couple of years, because you cannot have this low representation by the people, by half of the population.
Very low.
The half of the population is being represented. And you cannot have, that amount, and at the end of the day, you expect that,
it's going to be a smooth sail.
Yeah. I think the men are doing really well, and this is not an attack on our men, obviously. The men are doing really well. We're just saying that you need the support of a woman. You need a different perspective. And when it comes to representing, let a woman represent a woman. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, so we're going to go straight to one of our women that we're celebrating today. She happens to be the PDP National Woman Leader, and that's no other than Professor Stella Ifa-Atu.
Yeah.
Now, looking at the background profile of this woman, you would see that she didn't just wake up to become the National Woman Leader of a party as the People Democratic Party, right? She has actually followed a trail. It has been from one step to the other, and in every sector that she finds herself, that she actually served in, it has been great achievements. I mean, go and check the records. We're not just saying it.
It's out there for everybody to see.
It's out there for everybody to see.
I mean, she's a professor. She's not looking for food. She's not looking for money or water. But she's doing this because there is a burden to better Nigeria. And for her to reach this point that she says, okay, I'm going to be a part of this party. I'm going to look after the women here. I'm going to bring women under this umbrella. For somebody that is learned, that is educated, that has gotten the opportunity, how many women get to that point of being professors, really? For her to have gotten to that point, many years have gone in. Like you said, she's served in so many capacities, and she's been very, very outstanding, very amazing at whatever she does. The track record is out there for anybody to check. So for her to come to this point where she says, I want to bring follow who no road.
It's words on the street.
I'm not going to follow somebody that does not have. If somebody that has achieved all of this is saying this is what you should do, I'm listening.
Yeah.
Girl, I'm listening. That's it for me.
I mean, AJ, when you were talking, you talked about she's learned, she had been trained over the years, and it still brings us back to what we talked about last week or 2 weeks ago, and that's girl education, right? I mean, this woman got her first doctorate degree at 26.
Yes.
So she has been a commissioner of education in her state. She's been a lecturer. In fact, she was still lecturing before she became the national woman leader. So in the course of her trail, educationally, she has impacted a lot of people. She has sat in governing boards where she has to interview and screen associate professors.
Yeah.
I mean, a woman at that pedigree would know the importance of women inclusivity in 2023 elections. So today we're celebrating the achievement that she has done, the achievement she has actually gained, and the work she's doing, because we know she's going to do a lot. I mean, working in a party with a candidate who has actually promised 40% of women in his administration, it's going to be very swift. We're going to have a drastic drop in the percentage of low girl education in Nigeria. I can foresee that already.
More children will be educated, more female children will be educated. They will have the opportunity to go to schools. I mean, you have somebody like that who understands what education means, because that's the problem. We think with this current government, they do not place a premium on education. They do not prioritize education. How can you be asking parents to go and beg ASU?
I mean, who even does that?
Did ASU make any demands from the parents? They also made demands from the government. You should be, I think, rather than attacking or making this kind of rhetorics or comments, you should go to the government and work with them to make sure that, you know, this happens. And if you have people who value education, I mean, it's said a lot of times, the problem is that the people that are leaders or the people that are there,
don't place priority.
They don't understand. They don't know what it means. They don't value this education. So if you have somebody in power who understands, and I think that's also one of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar's 5-point agenda. If you've gone through his manifesto, education is a key point. It is important. You cannot take away education from the development of a country. You cannot take away education. That is why education is more like a tourism in some countries. In UK, that's where a lot of revenues are generated simply from education, because other people understand the need for quality education. What we have in Nigeria, I mean, it went from you know, struggling and getting to where we needed to get to almost non-existent. Because how can you have children at home for 6 months? The year is ended. It's going to end.
We're not talking about we're not talking about the them calling off the strike anytime soon. So
they don't look like they're about to call it off anytime soon. So I mean, it is quite obvious to see that there's no premium placed on education in currently as is. And you see that it is important
to show the priority of the government.
It is important. I don't know that this government has a priority, because if what is the priority? You can't say security.
There's no priority.
You cannot say education. I don't think this government has a plan. There's no plan. There's nothing.
Like, I mean, how do you come out to lead people without a plan, without a template, without any strategy, no agenda, nothing? You just came out and you're leading people, and then instead of making it better or just maintaining the economy at where you met it, you just dropped it by how many percent?
I mean, every government should strive to build on what the predecessors have done and try to make your government stand out, be better. But it seems like they don't even care.
Pick a sector and let all of us be able to say, oh, okay, they didn't do all of this, but they tried in this angle. But there's nothing we can say.
By every standard, this government has failed Nigerians. And I mean, I think we've worked too far, but coming back, I think it's important, especially at a time like this, you know, to celebrate and recognize the achievements and the efforts of women like Professor Stella, who are, you know, who understand what it means to be educated, for people to get the education that they need. Unlike some other people that said education is not for everybody. We should not be educated. We should continue.
I mean, who runs a country without on it? Anyway, we've gone far to see what that statement have actually depicted. Let's not forget that when we talk about education here, we're talking about education and training across all boards. We're not just talking about the classroom setting, going to sit down.
Informal education, skill acquisition.
Yeah, make opportunities open for people, right? Let them be able to get trained. Right? In fact, I think we even need to have a proper reform on our educational sector. We need to really look at that. And that's why I'm really excited that the person who is actually coordinating entire women of the People's Democratic Party is a scholar. She's someone who is a sucker for education.
Yes.
That's why I'm really excited about that. And I think we have more people who are supposed to be celebrating today.
Yes. We have Honorable Rita Oji.
Oh, yeah.
Honorable Rita Oji has, she's been a senator. She's been in the House, and she's somebody that the masses admire. They love her. She has contributed so much to development, and I know that she's been fighting for women. She fought for Nigerians, even in general, during the xenophobic attacks in South Africa. She came out to condemn this, and actually was part of a motion that was moved to protect Nigerians, because I mean, we don't have security in Nigeria really, and people travel to a foreign country, to get the social protection that this government has failed to give them, and then they end up getting attacked. And then our government sits silently and does nothing. And it's saddening, because these people are our citizens. You cannot do that to a U.S. citizen. You cannot, a U.S. citizen, one U.S. citizen in another country in danger, and the U.S. throws up, it blows it out of proportion. It's a whole case on its own. But we see that a lot of times our citizens are victimized in foreign countries, and nothing is done about it. Nothing. In Dubai, it happens regularly. It happens a lot. It's still happening. And nothing is being done about it. And it's really sad, because we have a Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We have people that are supposed to look after the welfare of our citizens.
A commission that is responsible responsible for Nigerians in diaspora.
I mean, you're supposed to, are people outside, you leave Nigeria because, you do not get the protection that you wanted in Nigeria. You go outside, and the fact that you're a Nigerian is still a problem. It's still haunting you. You still have issues. Your government cannot protect you even when you're outside. It is a failed system, and it's just terrible. And not a lot of people speak out too often on issues like this. And it was nice to see somebody like Honorable Rita Oji coming out to speak against these killings of Nigerians outside the country. And our government, basically urging that our government should do more to protect these people.
So talking about people in diaspora, that brings me to talking about the late Senator Rose Oko, who spearheaded international meetings with diaspora bodies to make sure that Nigerians in diaspora had a good stay, right? So when we're talking about women in politics who have done a lot, contributed a quota, I mean, she's late, but we're still enjoying some of the meetings that she had, international meetings that she had, and how she had been able to contribute greatly to national development. I mean, even when they had a night of tributes for her, we had almost all the lawmakers saying, attending and saying amazing things. Most of them call her the unifier. I mean, that's one of the slogans of the candidate of the PDP, right? Well,
oh no, it's not just a slogan. He is the unifier, really.
So it brings me to understanding the real essence of female power, right? When we talk about nurturing, when we talk about care, actual care, right? And it's inherent in women. You can't take it out. It's there. A woman can be in a place that people are being attacked, right? So she is late, and we're still enjoying some of the benefits of all the meetings she had been holding from time to time, year after year, putting together Nigerians in diaspora, making sure that they had a proper stay, making sure that some of the attacks I mean, some of those women are women that were supposed to write their names at Hall of Fame. We're actually supposed to create a Hall of Fame.
She wasn't doing any of these things for herself, because I'm sure she would have been protected wherever she went to. She will have a diplomatic passport. She can. She's sure of her own security. So it wasn't that she was doing this for herself. She's gone now. We're still benefiting. She didn't do this for herself. She was able to see something that was beyond her. A vision, a future, and know that our people have, if we are going to have in Nigeria to be, to run. To
be proud of, a Nigeria that will still have Nigerians in it.
You needed to protect these people. And it's nice that she was able to see that. The problem that we have with most of our politicians is being myopic. A lot of our politicians are myopic, and they're only there for the immediate gains and what they can see now, and nobody's thinking about the future. Because you might go, but your legacy will live on, and history will always remember what you've done, your contributions, whether for bad or for good. History will always remember. Your children
will come back to enjoy whatever legacy you've left behind.
If you look at it, Abacha's children are still here. The loot that they keep relooting, and they keep repatriating these funds that were stolen back to the country. They keep going to the, and this is, it tells on the family, whether we choose to agree or not.
Agree on it or not, yeah.
It tells on the family. On the other hand, you have people like Fela Kuti. Yeah. You have his children till date are still benefiting from the legacy that their father left behind.
True.
Whatever you do, posterity will remember.
True.
You need to do things for the people that you're leaving behind, because you cannot eat all the money. You cannot eat it. One man's loot, they're still bringing it back to Nigeria. And that is how in a couple of years, some people will pass on, and the money they've stashed, they will start bringing them back. But what have you left for your family? What have you left for your children? That money cannot stay forever. What have you left for your children? What legacy? What is the one thing that you left that Nigerians will always remember you by and say, this is the one thing we enjoyed about this person's government. This is the one thing that we enjoyed when this person was a leader, when this person was in power. These are the things that we need to start looking at. We need to stop being myopic. And you, as you feel like, I'm not a politician, I'm not a leader, I'm not there, but you have a role to play. You that is taking 5,000 naira or 2,000 naira to come and vote for somebody that is going to make sure that your children don't go to school.
The 2,000 naira that can't even feed your family.
That can feed your family. It's not even urgent. Okay, it's not urgent again. Like, so that's how bad it is.
Yeah.
So if you're going to take this money and vote for this person,
you're just selling. You're selling your right. You're selling your future.
You're selling your generation's future. Really.
Ajay, do we have one other person we need to celebrate before we go on a quick break?
We have Senator Stella Odua.
Oh, amazing.
Senator Stella Odua. She's been in the House for quite a while, and she's been making a lot of positive contributions. She's been standing up. We hear her voice a lot. We hear her coming out to speak on in the Senate, and it's not a coincidence that the people, her people, keep sending her back there, because she's effectively representing them.
Yes, I mean, if you're not doing well, nobody wants to send you back to represent them.
Yeah. Just
the same way nobody is sending this government back to represent us. It's not happening. No. I'm sorry, but because everybody's, I don't know, I think you're living in another Nigeria. Oh, we had a caller who's actually living in another Nigeria, right? But then nobody, and as long as you live in this present Nigeria, you have tested it, you have collected, you have been served breakfast, lunch and dinner all together.
So we cannot continue like this.
We
cannot. Anybody who wants to continue like this must be a joke. we cannot continue.
All right, guys, we're going to go on a very quick break. When we're right back, we will be taking in calls. Please do well to keep your phones close to you, because when we're back from the break, we will take in your calls and your tweets. Stay with us.
See, first and foremost, I love the fact that Atiku Abubakar is a father. Atiku Abubakar is an epitome of democracy, and because he's a man of purpose, a man of dream, and of a truth, he's really ready to take on the challenges as a responsible father and as a leader. Now, not just a leader, but a steward coming to salvage Nigeria, to rescue Nigeria from the ill-fated quagmire this present administration has brought Nigeria into, and that is the singular reason why I want him. And apart from that, also, his fatherly nature made him to be an empathic person. He feels the pain of the all and sundry. I see in him a true Nigerian, not someone that plays regional politics. Yes, Atiku Abubakar is a bridge builder. Atiku Abubakar is a unifier in a true meaning. You see, I love him so much because he sees himself above a region of our northern extract. He sees himself as a true Nigerian. I am from Niger Delta. I was born in the north, and as God will have it, I've traversed far and wide this nation. And I come to realize that Atiku's time is now, because everyone on the street is singing Atiku. In fact, Atiku is being preached in virtually every household as it stands right now. So his time is now. God has destined him, and no one is going to take it away from him.
As one, we can get it done.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Every Woman, and we have been talking about celebrating women that have been doing amazing well in the little space where they find themselves. we've also seen the benefits of having women in a growing economy like ours. And we're also celebrating the government that will give Nigerian women the representation that they need. That is the government we're celebrating. Any government that recognizes that women is very important. Yes, that is the one. Now, person will give us eye, now would they follow?
Now they follow now. Now person when they give us percentage, people they give us representation. Now the person will they vote for now. No, that's
please know that our phone lines are open. Do well to call us in or the numbers that are displayed right now on your screen. Send us your tweets, your contributions. We will be reading them in the course of the show. IJ, I mean, we
have a caller already.
This is from Abuja.
Sorry, please, could you come again? Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. This is IBK calling from Abuja.
Oh, hi, IBK. Who are you celebrating and why are you celebrating her?
Yes, we can hear you. Who are you celebrating and why are you celebrating this person?
Morning. I was watching your show and I saw you celebrating every woman, and I wanted to celebrate my mom. She's a civil servant. She works in the Federal Ministry of Health, so I want to celebrate her. She just traveled today for the burial of my grandmom.
Oh, wow.
I want to celebrate her. She has tried for me, my siblings, taking up several responsibilities, the 9 to 5 woman and still wakes up early in the morning to cook for us and stuff like that. I want to give her all the credit that she deserves.
Thank you, IBK.
Thank you so much.
So let's do a very big shout out to IBK's mom.
Thank you for being a 9 to 5 woman and still being able to raise your kids.
I mean, that brings us back to what we're talking about, the everyday woman and the work. You can't take it away. When we talk about researches that have been done in international space and you realize that women are the ones that have been able to nurture and put the children right and give them the sense of belonging and also let them understand that there's a change going on. So we can't take it out, right? We can't take that female power out of the scene. So we're celebrating IBK's mom. And I think every young girl out there should celebrate their mom, really. It's daughters.
It's amazing that, these women are put, I mean, it's just amazing that you can pull yourself together, do all this and still have the time to look after your kids. I mean, I say this often. My mom used to work in another state growing up, so we used to live in one state and she would shuttle every day and we still had the kind of bond that we did. Women have this, I don't know.
They have this superpower. Every woman is a superwoman,
every
right?
Woman is
because
a
when you talk about multitasking, the woman does it effortlessly. I mean, I've seen bankers who are women that wakes up in the morning. You have to resume by 7:30 if you work in a bank, if I'm not mistaken, 7:30, and then you still have some of these women who have to wake up, make food for their kids, do school runs before they get to school. So it still brings us back to what we're saying. Every man out there should support the woman.
Support your woman.
They need all the support that they can get because the work that they do, if we ask you to do that work in a week, you have high blood pressure. I'm not even joking.
I mean, everybody has their role to play. The men have their role to play. The women have their role to play. And as much as we women try in supporting our men so that they play their own roles effectively,
let's get the
same
men,
feedback. Yes, we should get the same support so that we play our own roles effectively.
All right, guys, our phone lines are still open. Please, we're still expecting your calls and your tweets. Do well to call us in. IJ, do we have... Let's take tweets before we get another caller.
I think we have another caller.
Oh, wow. This is where women support women.
Hello. All right, I think we lost that call. We lost that call. Okay.
All right, so let's just take up a tweet before we expect more calls.
Someone said that they love, thank you very much, everyone. I love what you are doing.
Thank you, too.
This is a message on WhatsApp, really. It said, I love what you are doing and the women that you're celebrating, and he would like to celebrate. Oh, this person wants to celebrate because you're Konjiwala. She said she's an outstanding woman and she's a woman of excellence. And okay.
I mean, I'm not just the only one who loves her, right?
Apparently. Because Dr. Gojo Konjiwala has a lot of fans.
Yes. Because you can't be, it's not going to be easy being occupying such position and putting the home front together. I mean, the last time we talked about her son, who did amazingly well in the US. So you can be in that space. It's not you can be. Let me not use that. It's going to be a little bit difficult and taxing. The word is taxing to be a DJ of WTO and you are still putting your home front together. You still have your family intact, doing amazingly well and following the trend. So we celebrate as well. I celebrate especially. IJ, one more tweet.
Okay, so in celebrating Nigerian women, somebody said they would like to celebrate Toby Amuson. Oh, that's amazing. She's celebrating Toby Amuson, that she has also put Nigeria, we should not forget that she has also put Nigeria out there on the world map, and these are women that are contributing to development in Nigeria through sports. Yeah, we celebrate you, Toby Amuson. We really, I mean, every woman that has, from Choma Ajunwa, all of the women in sports in Nigeria that have contributed to putting Nigeria out there in positive light.
This is a big shout out to all of them.
And this is from Toby. That's from Toby.
Oh, that's Toby.
That's her namesake. From one Toby to another.
Yeah, that's from one Toby to another. Okay, so let me just read this quickly. It said, women feel like we need permission. We need to lead and change that. Right? Well, I have double thoughts to that. The word is not permission per se. What we need is support, not permission. We need the support, right? So we need to change the narrative from permission to support. IJ, you have something else because I saw you moving your head.
No. I actually agree. I agree with you, to be honest.
So let's take one more tweet because we are running out of time.
Somebody's saying that we celebrate the great achievements of women in Nigeria who continue to play great roles in transforming various spheres.
Thank you. We celebrate them. A big shout out to all the women.
That's from Abimbola.
Yeah. So I think we would start celebrating women in various sectors. So today we're able to celebrate some women in politics. We can't really exhaust that list.
Yeah, there are a lot of. I mean, not just in politics. If we wanted to celebrate women in Nigeria, I like that the fact that there are so many women now that we can celebrate for what they're doing. But like we started with, we're not just going to look at the ones that have made front lines or headlines. There's the everyday woman in your area that is doing her own bit. There's the woman that wakes up every morning to sweep the streets, make sure everywhere is neat. The women who put their lives, you know, at jeopardy every day, put their lives at risk every day in the police and the army to defend us as Nigerians. And we hope that, you know, going forward over the next couple of months, weeks, that we're going to be celebrating this women and in person too. Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us on today's episode. This is the much we can take. We sending a big shout out to all our callers. We lost your call. Please do well to call us again. Have a beautiful weekend. Our lines, our social media handles are displayed right now on the screen. Please do well to drop your tweets, your suggestions, recommendations. We'll be so much excited to receive it from you all. Till I see you guys again on Monday, make sure you have a beautiful weekend and stay out safe. Be safe out there. Support every woman you come across and have a beautiful time. My name is Tiana Waldbarsi. I'll see you next week.
My name is Ijoma. I'm going to see you guys on Monday. I'm already excited because I mean we have a lot planned out, planned out in store for you. From next week, it's going to be a really amazing journey. So make sure you join us every weekday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And remember, every woman is a superwoman.
Yes. Bye.